How's everyone doing today? This is Adrian from Draft Time, and I'm going to give you my top picks for FanDuel and for DraftKings in this video. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the top lineups that are generated by using the Draft Time lineup optimizer. But before I get into any of that, I want to go over some quick injury updates. Now, Al Horford is listed as questionable tonight for the Sixers. So if Al Horford does in fact miss the game, that's going to add a lot of value to Joel Embiid. He tends to have, a lot bigger games whenever Al Horford ends up missing. So huge value to Joel Embiid if Al Horford ends up missing tonight. Also, you have Jason Tatum is questionable, and if he ends up missing the game, pretty much all those guys on the Celtics are going to get a lot more usage, a lot more shots. It's going to add value to Daniel Tice, Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Gordon Hayward. So pay attention to those guys if Tatum misses the game again. But that's pretty much all of the injuries for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and get into my top value pick, and that's going to be Thomas Bryant for the Washington Wizards. Okay. And this is for FanDuel and DraftKings. He's 5,200 on DraftKings, and we're projecting him to score 30.83. And he's 4,400 on FanDuel, where we're projecting him to score 30.73 fantasy points. Now, he's going to get the start for Washington. There's been a little bit of shuffle lately between him, Ian Mahinmi, and I don't even know how to say that other guy's name, Angex Pashikniks. But it looks like Thomas is the starter, and in his last game, he actually played 32 minutes and he dropped 41 fantasy points. So he's been very productive in the past whenever he's gotten the minutes. So, and at that particular price point, $4,400 on FanDuel, there's not a lot of guys out there that are that cheap that are that valuable. So Thomas Bryant's my top value pick for FanDuel and DraftKings. Now my top stud, and this is also for FanDuel and DraftKings, it's going to be Ben Simmons. He's $9,300 on FanDuel, where we're projecting him to score 48.13 fantasy points, and he's $8,900 on DraftKings, where we're projecting him to score 48.72 fantasy points. Now, Kawhi and Jokic, those are some of the other big names that are playing tonight, but they're way too expensive at this point. Ben Simmons, on the other hand, he's in the 9,000s on FanDuel, 8,000s on DraftKings. He's averaging 52 points in his last 5 games. He's going up against a horrible Atlanta Hawks defense. And I think as far as Trae Young goes, he's another one of the top names tonight. I think he's going to struggle against that Philly defense. I think that defense is going to give him a lot of trouble. So that's why Ben Simmons is my top stud tonight for both FanDuel and DraftKings. Now, let me go ahead and get into my top sleeper, and that's going to be Dwayne Dedmon. He's $3,700 on FanDuel and DraftKings, and we're projecting him to score 19.54 and 19.52 on FanDuel and DraftKings, respectively. Now, look, the Kings don't have a whole lot of big men with Holmes and Bagley out. Dedmon will be getting the start tonight. He played 24 minutes in his last game, but more importantly, not a lot of people are going to own him on either FanDuel or DraftKings. He hasn't been very productive lately, but the opportunity is there for him to put up some big numbers, especially with him getting the start. All he needs to do is have a pretty decent game where he gets some dunks, a few blocks, some rebounds. He's got double-double potential for DraftKings. He got a double-double 4 games ago. So if he does end up dropping 30 plus, you're probably going to be one of the very few people that own him. And he could end up breaking the slate and hitting huge value for you. I think it's definitely worth locking him into maybe one lineup or so and seeing if it hits. So Dwayne Dedmon, my top sleeper for tonight. All right, now with all that being said, let's go ahead and run the lineup optimizer. So we're going to run it for FanDuel. And for FanDuel, we got Kemba, Ben Simmons, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Bradley Beal, Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Daniel Tice, Kevin Love, and Thomas Bryant. Okay. Now let's run it for DraftKings. And for DraftKings, we got De'Aaron Fox, Ben Simmons, Kevin Huerter, Kevin Porter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Tobias Harris, Kevin Love, and Thomas Bryant. Okay, so that's my top lineup for DraftKings. that's generated by using this lineup optimizer. Again, you could access that lineup optimizer by going to draftdime.com and signing up for a free 7-day trial. You could cancel anytime before the 7-day trial is done. But let me show you how to lock in Dwayne Dedmon. So you just come over here to the search box, you find Dwayne Dedmon, and then you click this little lock icon. And now we can run the lineup optimizer again. And now it's ensuring that we have Dwayne Dedmon in this lineup. So with this lineup, you got Ish Smith, De'Aaron Fox, Kemba Walker, Ben Simmons, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Kevin Love, Thomas Bryant, and Dwayne Dedmon. Okay, so that's how you lock in a specific player. Again, Dwayne Dedmon has huge upside because I don't think he's going to be too heavily owned. And make sure you pay attention to all of those questionable guys that I mentioned earlier, Al Horford and also Jason Tatum, because that's going to end up changing these lineups. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe. Shoot this video a thumbs up. That way more and more people can start watching it. Leave any comments or feedback in the comments section. And good luck to everyone tonight. Peace.